Hari Om and welcome to all the divine Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavad Gita learning. Today let us learn Shloka 7.4, how to chant and its meaning. I request Namit and Megha to help us in learning the chanting. When Namit is chanting, let us all of us sit with our eyes closed and hands in Namaste. And when Megha is repeating, let all of us also repeat along with Megha. Yes, Namit and Megha.
Yes. Bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ.
Bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ.
Kham mano buddhireva cha.
Kham mano buddhireva cha.
Ahankāra itīyaṁ me.
ahankāra iyam me.
Bhinnā prakṛitir
Vijnana prakṛitir.
Now the whole shloka.
Yeah.
Bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ. Kham mano buddhireva cha. Ahankāra itīyaṁ me. Bhinnā prakṛitir.
Bhūmir-āpo nalo vāyuḥ. Kham mano buddhireva cha. ahankāra iyam me. Bhinnā prakṛtiṛ. Earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are the 8 components of my material energy.
Thank you, Namit. Thank you, Megha. What is that Sri Krishna is teaching us here? Let us understand. So first of all, before we go into this particular shloka, I want your understanding or your viewpoint on what do you think is the main message of Bhagavad Gita? So I will listen to some 3 or 4 answers. What do you think is the main message of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Megha.
So the main message of Bhagavad Gita is how to live our life.
How to live our life. Excellent. Any other viewpoint? What is the main message of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Sohan.
To learn good things.
To learn good things. Very nice. So to learn good things is the main message of Bhagavad Gita. All right. Any other viewpoint?
Can I tell one?
Yes, Akshat.
I think Bhagavad Gita is about doing karma as karma yoga, not karma roga.
Very nice. Doing whatever we are doing as a yoga, not as a cause of distress or roga. Very good. Excellent. Any other viewpoint? What does Namit think? What is the main message of Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, the main message of Bhagavad Gita is that there are many messages, but one of them which I think has helped me is that to focus on our duties and not about the result. Obviously, I'm talking about the karmanya vadikara stage. It's a very big message that's conveyed. And also Krishna gives us the message that whenever this righteousness is falling, then Krishna takes form. So those are some of the messages.
Excellent. Very nice. Yes, Snigdha.
I think the main message of Bhagavad Gita is that whatever lessons they teach, we should apply it in our life.
Is something that we should apply. It is not simply something to read and forget, but to apply. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Anyone else? Anyone else wants to? Yeah, Rohan.
I think the main message of Bhagavad Gita is to follow your duty.
Is to follow your duty. Okay, excellent. How about Raghavi, Shreyas, Sanvi? You have any points to share?
Yeah, it's to learn. It's to learn about what things have happened what did Krishna uh, teach? What Krishna teach Arjuna, and how does that relate to our life?
Okay, what Sri Krishna taught to Arjuna and how that is related to me. Excellent.
Vijayji, I think the Bhagavad Gita conveys on how we should fulfill our duty as human beings and how we should help each other.
How we should help each other. Excellent. Very nice. How about Sanvi? Does Sanvi have a viewpoint?
Ji, I think the main message of Bhagavad Gita is to follow dharma and follow Krishna's teachings.
Is to follow Dharma and Krishna's teaching. Very nice. Kriti, you have any viewpoint, Amma?
Vijayji, I think that when Krishna is talking to Arjuna, we should imagine ourselves in the place of Arjuna. Like Krishna is saying the information to us. Like it's his way of saying things to us, like an advice in
Okay.
life.
Okay. So we have to understand it like Arjuna is what you are saying. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Anyone else? Any last point? Yes, Sohan?
To say something actually.
To say something. What do you mean by that?
When I listen to Bhagavad Gita, I feel that I was in that place.
Okay, very nice. All right. So like that, each one of us have been so far learning Bhagavad Gita and so far have been imbibing some message of Bhagavad Gita. What is the main message of Bhagavad Gita? Is this central message, which is also called as a Mahavakya. Tat tvam asi. You are that. What is that? So, the other way of understanding this statement, you are that, is whatever we see as separation. So, in this world, I see a lot of separation, right? I see myself to be separate from my parents. I see myself separate from my friends. I see myself separate from trees, birds, animals, plants, mountain, river, stars, galaxies. So many things are there in this universe. And I see myself as separate. And I also see them as separate. A dog is separate from a cat is separate from a snake is separate from water is separate from sun. So like that, I see a lot of separation. So one another way of understanding you are that is that all this separation is actually an illusion. It is truly not there, but it appears to be there. So this is one central message, which is also what has been referred as Advaita. Advaita means no two. There is no separation. There is no separation. You and the others, you and the world, you and the God. Actually, there is no separation. All that is divine only. This is the central message of Bhagavad Gita, that there is nothing but divine only. You are that divine only. This is the central message. But as we start the journey, of course, we start with what we know, is it not? So therefore, Bhagavad Gita teaches us from where you and I stand, which is exactly where Arjuna was confused in the battlefield. He was confused in the battlefield, and that's why he asked Sri Krishna, you seem to be so calm and composed, come what may. How can I also be like that? And that is how the teaching of Bhagavad Gita started. Because Sri Krishna realized that the root of that stress, root of that confusion, root of that anxiety Arjuna was feeling is because of his lack of clarity about himself, about the world, about God. So when someone is not clear about who I am, what is this world, who is God? What is my relationship to all these? Then is when somebody may become like Arjuna. So to remove that confusion in Arjuna, Sri Krishna is teaching step by step. And ultimately, he wants you and me also to realize that divine is who you are truly. Divine is who I am truly. And there is none other. There is no other. So to do that, Sri Krishna, or in Bhagavad Gita, Vedavyasa Maharshi, has put the truths in 3 distinct units. The first to 6 chapters are about you. In other words, usually I begin with the viewpoint that I am a body and I am a mind. Through the first 6 chapters, Sri Krishna is removing that confusion, starting from Arjuna Vishada Yoga to Dhyana Yoga. The next 6 chapters, before we go there, these first 6 chapters are also called as Atmadarshana, to realize who I am truly. The next 6 chapters are about that, Tat, or what we call as God, or Brahman. It is also called as Brahma Darshana. What is Brahman? This entirety. Apart from me, there is so much, no? There is so many animals, birds, plants, earth, stars, galaxies, so much is out there. All of that is the entirety of the universe. Brahma Darshana. What is the truth of this? Is Brahma Darshana. Then the last 6 chapters are really about that actually there is no separation. Asi, Satya Darshana. So like that, by these 3 distinct steps, Sri Krishna takes us from I am separate to actually there is no separation. This world is indeed actually one family. There is really no separation. The separation is a illusion. So in that direction, now we have begun our journey into the nature of the Brahman. So far in our first 6 chapters, we were learning about the nature of the Atman. Now we are going into the nature of the Brahman. Who is Brahman? What is the nature of the Brahman? Is what is the main focus of the next 6 chapters study. And that is where we have begun now. Jnana Vijnana Yoga. From our last session, we have begun the Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So, realizing the essence of this entire universe is Brahma Darshana, right? But for that, before we go into that study, let's ask some simple questions. Let's first of all see the variety of life on this earth. Okay. All of you would know the variety of life, but let us take a look at this. If this is the variety of life on earth, now through this video, let's see how huge our universe is. In this video, you will see you as if you're somewhere in this universe. You can, like a camera, no, you can zoom in and zoom out. So initially, you will be zooming out to see the immensity of this universe. Then you will be zooming in into a particular, this particular person's eyes, and you will go inside. Okay. So let us see this video and then we will come back. This video will help you to realize what is the sheer size of this universe. So, as you saw, such is the variety of life on earth and the immensity of this universe, right? And now, here we are talking about having Brahma Darshana. What is Brahma Darshana? Realizing the essence of this entire universe. And you saw how immense it is. Just within one human, there are so many trillions and trillions of things within one human. And outside of human, there are so many trillions and trillions of things. So it is mind-boggling that so many things are there. And how can you and I simply study all of this? Is it not? It seems like an impossible question. It looks like something that will never end, because as you saw in that second video, as they were zooming out, the universe did not seem to have an end. It seemed to continue to expand. In fact, scientists also say the same thing. They don't know where the universe ends. And even when it zoomed in, inside the eye of that lady, even when it came to the nucleus, inside of that nucleus also it was able to zoom in. Today, the scientists have stopped saying that, okay, inside the atom, there are subatomic particles. So what you are seeing is, the more you go deeper, there seems to be more to discover. The more you go higher, there seems to be more bigger and things. So is it at all really possible to realize this? So this is the fundamental question that our rishis also had. And that is where the ingenuity of the approach that they took to discover this. So let's go through some of the steps. Okay. So now I'm going to have a short game. Okay. So you will have to guess. There'll be only 5 clues. Okay. I'll play one by one clue, and at the end of it, you have to guess what is that we are talking about. Okay. So here comes the first clue. First clue is a sound. Okay. So you have to hear clearly. Okay, wonderful. Hold your answers. Hold your answers. There are 4 more clues. Okay, and then I will be listening to your answers. And the second clue is, if you were to touch this, it is very cool to touch, even on a very hot day. Whatever this we are talking about, this object, it's very cool to touch, even on a hot day. Okay. Next clue. When we look at it, it is a long, thin, it appears like dark green from outside, but appears pale green inside. That is the shape of this. Fourth clue. If we were to put it into our mouth, it would first have a very mild, lightly sweet flavor. Then it will also have a little bit of a bitter taste. And last but not the least clue is, the smell of it is light, cool, like a fresh scent. Okay. So now the game is, you have to guess this particular object. So we'll go one by one. Okay. All right. I see Sohan. Yes, Sohan.
Guruji, I do not know, but the third one, but I know the rest 4.
No, all of them are related to the same object. So which object are we talking about is what you need to guess. All the 5 clues are related to one object.
The object which I think is ice cube.
Ice cube. Okay, very good. First answer. Snigdha, what is your answer?
Sir, cucumber.
Cucumber. Very nice. Second answer. Rohan, what is your answer?
Cucumber.
Cucumber. Okay, very nice. Diya Disha, what is your answer?
Grass. Grapes.
Grapes. Okay. And grass also. I heard grass also. Okay, grass and grape. Okay, very nice. And then Megha, what is your answer?
Zucchini, it's a version of cucumber.
Zucchini, it's a version of cucumber. Okay. Akshat, your answer?
In Kannada, they say sambar hautekai, but sometimes it will be little green.
Okay, all right. So it's essentially sautekai, cucumber. Okay, all right, wonderful. And Sohan, you want to say one more?
I said the second one, G, but the first one is they're chopping what we'll call sugar cane.
No, that's what I'm saying. They are not 5 different things. All of them relate to only one thing. All the 5 clues are related to one thing.
Okay, they were peeling something.
Okay, all right. Any other guesses? Anybody else? Last guess? Last guess? Kripalini, Kriti, Raghavi, Sanvi, Shreyas. Any last guess? Okay, all right. So looks like there are no last guesses. Okay, now be ready to know the object. Okay, so some of you said ice cube, some of you said cucumber, some of you said grass, some of you said grape, and the object is cucumber. Very nice. So you see, they were initially peeling the surface and chopping it. And of course, when you touch it, it's cool. Even on a hot day, it's very cool to touch, no? And when you look at it, it's dark green from outside, light green from inside. And when you eat it, usually you will find it a little sweet in the beginning. And if you notice a little, it has a little bitterness. And if you smell it, it has this cool, fresh scent, right? So now, this is the clue to Brahma Darshana also. This is what our rishis also did. What? Chopping vegetables, huh? No. So, I'll ask you one simple question. You yourself will tell me the answer and you will also figure out the answer. So now tell me, when you are knowing about this object, when I was giving you different clues about this object, how did you gather all this clue? From where did you start gathering the clue? For example, the first one, when I made you to hear the sound, from what did you hear the sound? Yes, Akshat.
I heard it from my ears and I processed it in my mind.
Excellent. So you see, you heard it from your ears. And when I gave you the clue about feeling it, if you had this cucumber in front of you, how would you feel it? From what would you feel? By touching it, is it not? So which means your skin, through your skin, correct? And when I gave you the clue about its shape, how would you see the shape of this cucumber? Through your eyes, is it not? So like that, now tell me, how many different ways by which you can get to know about this object? How many different ways are there? How many different ways are there? If there's an object like, yes, there are only 5. And why do you say that it's only 5, Akshat?
Because we have 5 senses and the 6 senses discriminate.
That's okay. That's a separate thing. First, in terms of the body, why do you say it's only 5 ways you can know?
Because we have only 5 main inputs.
Correct, no?
5 elements.
Very simple. You have only 5 senses. You have an ear, you have your skin, you have your eyes, you have your tongue, you have your nose. These are the only 5 ways through which the world comes into you. Is it not? So the world out there, how does it come into you? Through these 5 senses. So let's understand this a little more deeply by looking into how do we actually see. Okay. So let's imagine there is a bird that is out there. How do you actually see a bird? The light falls on the bird, and the light from the bird goes into your eyes. And when it goes into your eyes, your eye has a lens and that focuses, and there is a screen where the light is focused. And as the light falls on the screen, it creates small electrical waves. And those electrical waves go into your brain. And it is in the brain, there is a region of the brain called as visual cortex, where the bird's image is constructed again. So this is your physical organs and physical mechanism of seeing. So the light on the bird goes into your eye, and there it causes electrical impulse and it goes into your brain. Now, is this enough for seeing? Is this enough for seeing? Tell me. Is this enough? How many of you think it is enough? Yes. How many of you think it is enough? Okay, Rohan is saying yes. Okay. Sohan is also saying yes. Okay. So all of you are thinking it is enough. If you have the eye and the brain, it is enough to see. Is it? Is it? Okay. So Rohan, I'll ask you a question. So now you've seen a dead body, right?
Yeah.
In front of a dead body, if I go and show a bird, will the dead body recognize?
No.
It still has the eye, it still has the brain, but it is not able to see, right?
Yeah.
So there must be something else also, which is apart from all these physical organs, right? And,
Yeah.
and that capacity is coming from what you call as your mind, which is not something that you can see. So when you see this bird, it is not just the brain that is involved, it is also your mind. In Sanskrita, the body is called as bāhyā-karana, and the mind is called as anta-karana, inner instrument. So not just the outer instrument that is enough, it is the inner instrument that is very important. In other words, it is like a computer, hardware and software. Without the software, the hardware cannot do much, no? Like that, software is needed. What is involved in the software or in your antakarana or your mind? So all these signals, okay, from the brain, they come into your mind. And the place where it comes in is called as mana. And then it is your buddhi that decides, oh, what you are seeing is a bird. I know the name of this bird. This is a parrot. This is a cuckoo. This is a pigeon. Like that, your buddhi decides. To decide, it uses something called as your memory bank. See, if you've never seen this bird, you will not know that information in your memory. It is called as chitta. If you've seen it already, you would remember it in your chitta. So your buddhi opens that chitta. It's like a dictionary. Oh, I have seen this bird. What's the name of this bird? All that it knows. Then it also uses another important aspect of your mind called as aham. So is this my bird? Imagine, you're looking at this bird in a cage, and it is the cage that you are having in your house, and you're keeping your pet bird. You will say it is my bird. For example, if I ask you, whose mobile is this? What will you answer? What will you answer, Megha? Whose mobile is this that I'm showing on the video? What will you answer, Megha?
SAJJ, I had an audio problem. I couldn't hear.
All right. So, who heard my question? Yes, Nigda.
Hey, can I answer?
Ji,
Can I answer?
your phone.
You will say it is your phone, right? And Megha, as Nigda, if I ask you, the glass you are wearing, whose glass is that? What will you answer?
That's mine.
Mine. So you see, so it's the same eyes which are seeing both this mobile and the glass that you're wearing. But with respect to one, you have an idea called your mobile. With respect to that glass, you have an idea called my glass. Correct? So like this, me and the mine and the others is this idea called as aham. Where is this aham? It is in the antakarana or the mind. So like that, to see something means not only these physical organs are important, but also this inner instrument, these functions in the mind. Which functions? The mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankāra. These functions are very important. So this is what now is the next clue to understand how to know about all that is there, the essence of all that is there. So let us take that next step. So this is where Sri Krishna is teaching us, Arjuna, this world is nothing but me only, Sri Krishna only. But these are my distinct 8 lower qualities. What are those qualities? We are seeing that. So the world that we are seeing is appearing to us through our 5 senses. So we hear something, and what we hear in the outer world is nothing but the akasha. And what we touch and we feel through the touch is the vāyuḥ. What we see is nothing but the agni. These are the essential elements that Sri Krishna is teaching us, because each one is appearing to one of our senses, no? What we taste is jala, tattva, or the essential nature of water. What we smell is the prithvi. So like that, there are these 5 distinct qualities that appear to us through our 5 distinct senses. And then these 5 distinct qualities appear in our mind as 5 distinct subtler senses called as tanmatra. That is shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Because ultimately the cucumber, though it may be outside, it is appearing to you in your mind, right? So the sound of the cucumber, the touch of the cucumber, the shape of the cucumber, the taste of the cucumber, the smell of the cucumber, all of these are appearing in your mind. And that you are able to sense through these 3 inner instruments, or these 3 inner functions. That is nothing but mana, buddhi, and ahankāra. Because in this way of looking at it, Sri Krishna is combining the mana and the chitta as one. So mana, buddhi, ahankāra, these 3. So now you can see Together, 5 plus these 3, the 5 gross elements that you and I can sense through our body, and the 3 subtle that we can only through our mind sense. Totally, these 8 distinct qualities are there. These 8 distinct elements are there in what is appearing as this world. And that is essentially what Sri Krishna is teaching us here. He's teaching us here, Arjuna, earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are the 8 components of my material energy. What is appearing to you as world, as this body, it is nothing but these 8 aspects of Sri Krishna. All right. This is the teaching of Sri Krishna in this shloka. Let me stop here. Are there any questions by anyone? Does anyone have any question on what you've heard?
No, sir.
Excellent. Then I would love to understand what you have understood. Can I listen to each one of your understanding? Yes, Akshat.
I came to know that earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. These are the components we see as the world.
Excellent. So these are the 8 distinct components of what you experience as the world. And what are you experiencing as the world? Sri Krishna is saying, these are my material energy, which is nothing but Krishna only, divine only. But for understanding purpose, these are being split as 8 distinct. Is it clear, Akshat?
Yes.
Very nice. Anything else you understood from today's discussion?
I also came to know about the 3 more, the mind, intellect, and ego. The 3 more
Aspects. Okay. So far you were looking at only these 5 Panchamahabhutas. Today you also came to know about these 3 subtle elements. They are called as 3 subtler aspects. Anything else, Akshat? Thank you, Akshat. Yes, Sohan, what is that you understood?
I understood that Krishna is the creator and Krishna is the destroyer, and these are the main things Krishna uses to calm. So that's why he's explaining these to Arjuna and he said and he compromised him to fight the Mahabharata war.
Excellent. Krishna is the creator, and what is he creating? This entire world. And what is this world consisting of? These 8 aspects of Krishna only. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sohan. Yes, Snigdha, what is that you understood?
Yeah, I understood 2 things. One is that earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego are the 8 components of my material energy, and also that whenever we're looking at something, it's not only we use our eyes and our brain and mind. We also use 3 things, which are mana, buddhi, and aham. This is what I understood.
Very nice. Thank you. Yes, Raghavi.
Vijayji, I observed from this that all the 5 elements that are elementary in nature are also found within us. So we can say that all of us are the same, and that when even one of the elements are not they're absent, then we feel incomplete. Even a small rock consists of all of these 5 elements. Just like that, if a person, suppose they lack something, they're a little incomplete, but the other senses, they compensate for that. So we're all the same.
Very nice. Thank you. Anything else?
No, Vijay.
Yes, Megha, what is that you understood?
So Vijayji, what I understood from this shloka is the 8 elements like which we need to see, 8 elements of us, which are the 5 elements of the world, and mana, buddhi, and ahankāra. Like when we see an other's object, we see first our mana says, don't take this, it's a bad thing to do. Our buddhi says what all if we take what all we can do with this. And ahankāra says, this is mine, I can steal from anyone.
Very nice. Thank you, Megha. Yes, Shreyas.
Yes, Vijayji. So I understood that there are 8 elements of the nature and of ourselves, which are Agni, Jala, Vayu, Prithvi, Akash, Mana, Buddhi, and Aham. And these all are the 8 components of material energy of the world. And if even one is absent, like if Jala is in, like one of them is not here, the human body, it will be incomplete. The world will be incomplete. That's what I understood.
Very nice. Thank you, Shreyas. Sanvi, what is your understanding?
See, I understood that each and every person has all the elements, and if we need all the elements to have balance in our life. If one element is not there, then we'll be incomplete. We won't feel complete. So yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Kripalini, what is your understanding?
Gee, I understood that there are 8 components. I understood like what Snita told, the same thing I understood. The earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego are the 8 components of the material energy.
Very nice.
And we need our mind to see.
You need
and
your
understand
mind to
this.
see all of this. Excellent. Excellent. Rohan?
Yes, sir. I understood that the whole universe, even ourselves and the every animals, are made up of 8 components: earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and ego. And if one is also not there, the whole universe cannot be formed. It's very important for these 8 to be here.
Very nice. Thank you. Grihit?
I only know the 8 components.
Okay. Excellent. Namit, your understanding?
Sir, so what I understood is that these 8 components like earth, water, fire, air, all these are important for existence as people in this world. It might seem like why is there need of ego or something like that. But here, what this word ego means is that having that I feeling just for the sake of living in this world, because if I go somewhere, I just can't call myself tell I don't have name and form. So for the purpose of living in this world, it's okay to use I. It's okay to have that ego, but not like to boast about ourselves and be selfish and not to care about others. And all these are important for existence. We can't neglect any of these 8 components. That's what I understood.
Very nice, Namit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diya, Disha, is there something that you would like to add?
No.
All right. Wonderful. Sai Kriti, is she there? No. Okay, I don't see Sai Kriti. All right. Excellent. So with that, let us end our today's session. In the next shloka, Sri Krishna teaches the ninth and the most important aspect. So today we've learned it's like a jigsaw puzzle. What makes the world? There are these 8 pieces, but there's one more very important piece without which there is no way that any of this can function. And what is that? That he will teach us in our next session. All right. So till then, Hari Om.